Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about commitment levels. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 10th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and my new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru no wa yamimashou. And all of my books are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is "gomenasai." I'm sorry. Gomenasai. 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 I'm sorry. This is when you're with your friends and maybe you're late for the meeting, or something's not gone as is planned and you have to apologize something. Just say "gomenasai. Gomenasai. 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 I'm sorry. Gomenasai. Gomenasai. Gomenasai." This is episode number 505. 505. And today we are talking about managing staff different commitment levels. Business owners have a total stake in the enterprise and a commitment level that is always peaking at maximum. They have their wealth enveloped in the business and they take on debt, risk, and the trials and tribulations of business cycles. Executives are rewarded with salaries, bonuses, and profit share depending on the organization. If you're an executive in America, the leader packages can get up to 8 and 9 figures. Your commitment is going to be massive with that amount of reward involved. Yet, we read about leaders who fire the bottom 10% every year or weed out all of those who are not peak performers. What about Japan? Executives here are modestly remunerated, and the vast majority of privately held SMEs, small and medium enterprises, don't make a profit by design so they can avoid paying tax. Instead, they run as many personal expenses through the business as possible. The idea of firing non-performers as an architectural feature of the organization isn't a consideration in Japan. There are a couple of reasons for that. One is loyalty is highly valued. The boss has to take care of the team, and the team reciprocates with their loyalty to the boss. What does staff loyalty actually mean? It encompasses being committed to the firm and conscientious in your work. Staff stick with the organization in preference to jumping around every couple of years chasing more money. Legally, the firm has to fit the person, not the other way around. This is quite the opposite of the Western model. In Japan, you're going to have a hard time winning in court on the basis that the person you fired was incompetent. The court expects the firm to find a job which can utilize this person's talents even if it is different from what they were hired to do. The market has also spoken and said, bosses, make the best of it, because we aren't producing as many Japanese as before, and the low rates of unemployment have moved the whip hand to the employee away from the leader. Getting staff at all has become fraught. In my experience, very few Japanese staff have any idea how to interview for jobs. In the West, this is an art form, and the most useless people can come across as geniuses because we're all trained for mastering this point of entry. After they get through probation, their true colours are struck, and sometimes it is a skull and crossbones. Then we have to work on getting them out before they do too much damage. In Japan, few people interview well, so you have to become a sleuth to uncover their abilities. I'm often struck by the fact that they leave things out of their resumes which have a high value, such as courses they have completed or time they spent overseas. When you spot a gap in the timeline, you ask what they were doing, and then you find out they spent that time studying in a foreign country. But you wouldn't pick that up from the resume. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 6th of March, 6th and 7th of March, and again on the 20th and 21st of April, we're doing our high impact presentations course. This is the Rolls Royce of presentations training. 2 instructors, everything videoed, massive feedback, incredible coaching. This is the deluxe course. If you want to become persuasive, professional, impressive as a speaker, as a presenter, this is the course for you. On the 18th of March and again on the 12th of April, we're doing our Dale Carnegie course. This is our flagship course. Excellent program. This is where we really help you build the tools to become great with other people, great communicator, great leader, great stress management, controller of your own stress, and also how to challenge yourself to step up and step forward and push yourself in your career and in your business. Excellent program. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. The bottom line today, as the boss in Japan, is you are happy to get staff at all. If they have talent in line with what you're expecting, that is a bonus. If they don't, then you have to spend the time and effort to train them. The university system here is weak. The entry point for high school kids is horrendous, but the exit point of getting a degree is relatively easy. There are a few exceptions that you will shoot the lights out during your studies. If you need to take a qualifying exam for entry into your chosen profession, then that is different, and people study hard. But for the majority of students, they just smoothly glide out the varsity main gate with a degree. We need to recognize that in Japan, the commitment level is different to Western firms, and it needs to be managed properly. The team is a powerful motivation machine for staff. Holding up your end of things is expected and valued. Letting team members down is not respected and will draw a negative collegiate response. The whole culture here is designed to make sure we all fit in and that means fitting in with the team at work and being accountable to each other. Yes, loyalty is a plus in Japan. However, the boss should never expect that the team members have the same level of commitment and motivation. If they do, then heartbreak is next, because they will be disappointed on a regular basis. Rather mysteriously, sometimes, despite all of that loyalty and conscientiousness, things still don't get done at all, or are not done to the quality level or timeliness that leaders expect. We need to be on top of everything in a well-organised, regular, self-disciplined way. Yes, there is the danger of micromanaging people, but in Japan, I would recommend more of this than you normally apply to a Western organisation. Yes, people are loyal, but I've found that they are also quite capable of missing deadlines and even forgetting tasks completely. If we don't follow up, stuff just fails to get done and the enterprise slips behind. The idea that they are getting paid to do their work is a partial truth. Frederick Herzberg's research on motivation said that salaries were a given, an expected part of the puzzle. And he called getting paid well a hygiene factor, not a feature. This is even more so when labour demand outstrips supply, as it does in Japan. So we have to be able to go beyond transactional thinking of exchanging work for money to look for other ways to get people committed. Adjusting our expectations is a good place to start, and diligently following up is a key arrow in the boss quiver. The leader makes more money as the owner or as the salaried boss, so naturally the commitment level is going to be higher. Just don't get caught up with how things should be, and instead look at how things really are and go forward from there. Work hard on emphasizing teamwork, culture, care, empathy, and understanding. Start by forgiving yourself that you don't have perfect people working for you, and try and find ways of attracting and retaining people, because that is the zero-sum game going forward. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.